Toby Keith, country singer-songwriter, dies at 62 after stomach cancer diagnosis. Toby Keith, a hit country crafter of pro-American anthems who both riled up critics and was loved by millions of fans, has died. He was 62. The should-have-been-a cowboy singer-songwriter who had stomach cancer died peacefully Monday, surrounded by his family, according to a statement posted on the country singer's website. He fought his fight with grace and courage, the statement said. He announced his cancer diagnosis in 2022. The 6'4" singer broke out in the country boom years of the 1990s, writing songs that fans loved to hear. Over his career, he publicly clashed with other celebrities and journalists and often pushed back against record executives who wanted to smooth his rough edges. He was known for his overt patriotism on post-9/11 songs like Courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, and boisterous barroom tunes like I Love This Bar and Red Solo Cup. He had a powerful booming voice, a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor and range that carried love songs as well as drinking songs. Throughout the cancer treatments, Keith continued to perform, most recently playing in Las Vegas in December. He also performed on the People's Choice Country Awards in 2023 as he sang his song, Don't Let the Old Man In. Keith worked as a roughneck in the oil fields of Oklahoma as a young man, then played semi-pro football before launching his career as a singer. I write about life, and I sing about life, and I don't overanalyze things, Keith told the Associated Press in 2001, following the success of his song, I'm Just Talking About Tonight. Keith learned good lessons in the booming oil fields, which toughened him up, but also showed him the value of money. But the domestic oil field industry collapsed, and Keith had not saved. He spent a couple seasons as a defensive end for the Oklahoma City Drillers. But he found consistent money playing music with his band throughout the Red Dirt Roadhouse circuit in Oklahoma and Texas. Eventually, his path took him to Nashville, where he attracted the interest of Mercury Records head Harold Shedd, who was best known as a producer for the hit group Alabama. Shedd brought him to Mercury, where he released his platinum debut record, Toby Keith, in 1993. Should Have Been a Cowboy, his breakout hit, was played 3 million times on radio stations, making it the most played country song of the 1990s. But the label's focus on global star Shania Twain overshadowed the rest of the roster, and Keith felt that the executives were trying to push him in a pop direction. After a series of albums that produced hits like Who's That Man and a cover of Sting's I'm So Happy I Can't Stop Crying, Keith moved to DreamWorks Records in 1999. Keith often wore his politics on his sleeve, especially after the terrorist attacks on U.S. soil in 2001, and early on he said he was a conservative Democrat, but later claimed he was an independent. He played at events for Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, the latter giving him a National Medal of the Arts in 2021. His songs and his blunt opinions sometimes caused him controversy, which he seemed to court. Then there was the feud between Keith and the Chicks, formerly called the Dixie Chicks, who became a target of Keith's ire when singer Natalie Maines told a crowd that they were ashamed of then-President George W. Bush. His pro-military stance wasn't just fodder for songs, however. He went on 11 USO tours to visit and play for troops serving overseas. He also helped to raise millions for charity over his career, including building a home in Oklahoma City for kids with cancer and their families. After Universal Music Group acquired DreamWorks, Keith started anew again, starting his own record label Show Dog in 2005 with record executive Scott Borchetta, who launched his own label Big Machine at the same time. Later, the label became Show Dog Universal Music and had Keith, Trace Adkins, Joe Nichols, Josh Thompson, Clay Walker, and Phil Vassar on its roster. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2015. He was honored by the performance rights organization BMI in November 2022 with the BMI Icon Award a few months after announcing his stomach cancer diagnosis. I always felt like that the songwriting was the most important part of this whole industry, Keith told the crowd of fellow singers and writers.